Hi Sagittarius, my name is Kem. Welcome to my channel. So for today's meditative session, I saw the Fawn. The Fawn is a fairy from like the fairy oracle deck, and it's supposed to symbolize like natural magic, the natural flow, like nature's natural course, right? As it runs its course, you're kind of taken along for the ride, right? And it's easier if you go along for the ride and you like let nature kind of take you. And the best way to let nature kind of take you is to do it in a way that's like one, willingly, obviously. Like you want to go with the natural course, right, of nature. And two, it's like being open to like your own desires, right? Like being open to what's going, like the flow of things, right? So like it's reminding me of like the ebb and flow. And sometimes I feel like right now though is a time for like a very like a high, right? Like it's a time for like good things to come in. And it's like, I don't think you're fighting nature, but I think you're a little scared, or you're a little like timid, I want to say. And I think you're timid because I think there's a part of you that you kind of hide, right? Like a part of you that you put away, and it's like there, like you know it's there, but you don't take it out a lot. Like that's what I'm feeling from this. It's like a part of you that you don't really let a lot of people see. I feel like the Fawn is leading you towards that place that you kind of hide, like that place that I'm kind of thinking of ecstasy too, like the ecstasy card in the fairy deck. It's like you're going towards your bliss, and I think it's like a part of you that you don't let out a lot, like that part that you like allows you to enjoy things, right? That part of you that's like kind of carefree and not really worried about too many things. Like I think that's where you're kind of being led. Like it's like a high for you right now, but I think it's been such a long time of like hard work, and like I feel like a lot of work, and you know, maybe not kind of going like not really using the natural like magic within you, right? Like sometimes we're stuck at work for a really long time, and then like we get home from work, and then we go, you know, you watch TV, you take a shower, you eat, and then you go to sleep, and you do it all over again, right? And there's this natural force within you, this natural like desire to kind of be free. And I think that's where the Fawn is leading you, towards like some sort of freedom. And I think it's like a little scary, and in the fact that like you don't get to be in that energy all the time. So yeah, I would just say like follow the Fawn, right? So yeah, Sagittarius, that's what I got for your meditative session. Let's pull some cards and see what you get. So Sagittarius, I feel like there's an energy opposing you, right? Even as I'm trying to do this reading, I feel like I keep getting like a little bit distracted. Like my cat is like kind of going crazy right now. And every time I like let her in the room and like give her a chance to kind of like sit with me and stay, she like gets right on top of the cards. And then I have to get her out, and then she like whines, and then I let her back up and she gets on the cards. Like she keeps getting on the cards, and it keeps like stopping me from like doing the reading. So it's like either I have to just stop doing readings, like I can't do the readings, or I just like kind of leave her out. And I really want her to sit with me. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm being like, I don't know, I feel like I'm put in like a weird position. Like I want her to sit with me, but at the same time I can't do my work. And I feel like that's kind of the energy in these cards. It's like you're trying to do something, like you have the Ace of Wands in reverse, right? Like there's something like you're about to start, and then you have like this conflict. And then here it's like you have this like you're trying to like start something new again, like you're doing something new, and then like with the Ace of Pentacles, but then it doesn't work out, right? It's like you planted these seeds but it didn't work out. And then here it's like you see this person, but you see that like they're unbalanced, or like you see them as imbalanced. I don't know if it's true or if it's like just your perception. Like I don't know if this is actually reality. Like these are things that like every time you try to start something, you kind of get opposed. Like I think that's the same energy that I'm going through in the exact moment of this reading. So that's what I want to say. It's like the exact moment you go to start something, there's like an opposition against you. My question is like, is it real or is it in your head? Right? Because it's like, or is it a past energy, right? That's the question. And maybe it's a combination of both, right? Like maybe there was a past energy where things weren't working out, and maybe like there was someone who was like imbalanced, and it's like it could be that like a past energy, it could be like something in the present, and it could also just be a perception that you have that's like not correct. I want to say that it's like a combination of everything, right? Because it's like there's a way for me to do my readings, and it's just to like kind of do like what I have to do. Like if she can't sit with me for like 20 minutes, then like, you know what I mean, like it has to be because I have to get it done, kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there is a way to do it, and it might not be like the most comfortable route, right? Or like, yeah, I feel like it's just not going to be like exactly the way that you wanted it to be. It might look a little bit different, right? So it's like I am going to get my reading done, but it's not going to be with her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's a way to get this done, but it's not in the exact way that you want it to get done, because there are some like I think there's like mental perceptions here that might not be right, like false starts in the past that like, you know what I mean? There's so many little energies that it's kind of like again, it's opposing you, but you will reach like, I feel like there will be some sort of flow with Three of Cups. Like the end energy is like beautiful. So I feel like there is going to be some sort of flow. There is going to be like an end to the opposition, like the oppositional energy. And I feel like with the Scribe coming up under you as the King of Fire, it's like, I think you're being guided at this time. Like I feel like the Scribe is kind of like the Fawn right now, and it's kind of like, well, there's a way that we can make it through this. Like there's a way to make it through this energy. And I just feel like where you want to have a fresh start, like where you want to start something new, right? Or where there was times when like things were kind of moving in your life, it was like a mental thing, right? Like it was a mental conflict. And that's what I'm getting. Like, again, it's like you want to follow the Fawn. You want to go towards like the natural energy of things, like towards that spot where it like feels good, right? And like where you can kind of just be your natural self. But I feel like with that comes like mental conflict for you, right? And I feel like this is the past energy, right? So you have mental conflict, and then I feel like you have a past energy of like when you did try to sow seed somewhere, it didn't work out. When you were like ready for a new beginning, it didn't work out. And then I feel like here with the Seneschal and the Unbalanced card, I think this is a perception, right? It's like when you thought like, when you saw somebody as loyal, right? Or somebody you can collaborate with, someone you could start with, like it didn't work out, right? This person ended up being imbalanced. And I don't know, again, if this is like, I feel like this is like current. This mental conflict is current, right? I feel like this is past energy. This like Ace of Pentacles, like things didn't start off, but you're like getting a new shot now. Do you know what I'm saying? But like it was a past energy when things didn't work out. And I think with the Seneschal and the Imbalance card, it's like, I think this is the perception one. Like it's like like the perception of this person you have is imbalanced. Like you don't see them as balanced, and maybe they are. Like that's a perception that you have to work out. Like it's not maybe this person, because this person's upright. Like if this person would have came out in reverse, then I would say like, yeah, this person is definitely unbalanced, right? Like this person is not loyal. This person, but I see this person upright. So I'm like, okay, so this person is balanced, but it's like your mental perception of this, right? And then the past is this, and the current is this. So it's like, yeah, there is a combination of all three things that I was saying, and that's in the way that I think it is. It's like personally right now, you're in mental conflict, right? Which is why this new beginning for you might not be like coming as soon as you'd like it to come. But it's like the mental conflict comes from something in the past, right? And it's also coming from your perception on someone. And it's like the only way to kind of get through these energies, like the Fawn is leading you, right? So I'd want to say like the answer to like how to get through these energies, because they're hard energies, right? Like at every turn we have like an opposition, and we have to go back, and then we go like this way to get here, and it's like, no, you have to go this way, right? And like it's like you can't go the like direct route to here. Like there might be something opposing you. It's reminding me, never mind, I don't even say what it's reminding me of. It's kind of dumb, but yeah, it's like like every turn you make, there might be like something there. But again, I feel like it could be a lot of like past hurts, perception that's a little off, and it's like it's a natural thing, right? Like our minds can play tricks on us, right? Like we'll be like, well, I feel like the mind has a lot to do with this because I have like the Two of Swords in reverse. It's like I think this is a mental thing, right? With this seneschal. It's like I don't know if you could think you could trust this person, right? It's like, but again, the answer to like where it is that you're going, like how to get there, how to get to this Three of Cups, like, right, how to get through the maze, I want to say, is like to follow the fawn, right? And the fawn is kind of telling you to use natural like law, natural magic, and natural magic is like within all of us, right? And natural magic, they mean like with natural magic, like, right, what I'm getting when it means is like there's a way, like, you know how like someone says there's like a wrong way to do things and there's a right way to do things? I feel like for you, it's like that's the way you think, right? It's like, well, there's a wrong way and there's a right way. And I feel like you're looking at everything as like in black and white. And that's why the maze to you is so, I think that's why the maze is so hard for you to get through. Because it's like you're only seeing that point A to point B. But like I can create many different routes to this card, right? Like I can go many other ways. And I think some ways might be like, do you get what I'm saying? Like you're gonna say, well, that's the wrong way, because you're like thinking like, well, this is the shortest distance to here, so you would go, that's naturally like that's the right way, right? And like I think you think that's natural, like the right way is the natural way, and I think that's the wrong answer. Like the natural way is whatever way you choose to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no wrong and right way to get there. There is no like black and white way to get to somewhere. It's the way that like you're able to get, like you get there the way you get there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I can go like around the desk 100 times and then get here. And like it's from my own choosing. Like I choose to do it that way. Or maybe natural like order takes us off the path, right? And then brings us back around. So it's like the way that you're seeing the natural way to get here is like just from point A to point B, that's the shortest way, that's the right way, and there's no other way to do it. And it's like, no, natural order is like, if you get kicked off the road, like that's natural order, right? And if you get told to go backwards and then back forwards, like, do you know what I'm saying? There's a different way to get there, and that's what you have to understand. And it might not look like what you want it to look like. Like from point A to point B is the way that's the way your perception is, right? Like your perception is like, it has to be from point A to point B. Like that's all in your mind. But I feel like you have to like relax a little bit and just like see things through a different point of view, right? I think this has a lot to do with your point of view and like what you were taught as a child, right? Like I think a lot of us were taught as kids, like if you're gonna do something, you do it right or you don't do it. You know what I mean? Like I've heard that so many times as a kid. It's like, unless you're going to do it 100%, like then don't do it. Yeah, to get from point A to point B, I feel like you think that it has to be that way, right? Like that's the only way that it could be. And it's like, again, it's like, it's not, right? That's just the way maybe that you were taught. But like there are actually other ways to get there. And that's why I feel like that's where this like mental conflict comes from. Like all this mental conflict, it's like, and it kind of is like, it's not doing you any favors. It's like leading to like, I feel like chances that can't really be taken because you're like, I can't go that way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I can't go this way, so I have to stay here. And then you kind of stay like in a stagnant energy, right? Until like you think you can pass here. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you'd rather just sit here for like 3 hours, like for days, years, whatever, months, until this path clears up. Or until it looks exactly how you want it to look, instead of just going left or right. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of going this way or going this way, you're like, no, I'm going to stay here because this is the only way to go. And that's what I think this reading is about. It's like having to let go of those, like, letting go of the way you want things to kind of look, because that's like how it was programmed within you, or like how you were taught, and like learning that there's many other ways to get to this Three of Cups energy. And like that maybe it's a little bit of your own perception of someone that's causing, like maybe it's only your perception of them. Maybe this person isn't that bad. Maybe this beginning wasn't meant to happen because the divine was protecting you. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe this was a false start, right? And it had a lot to do with fear, and you weren't ready. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so do you see how I have other ways of looking at things? There's not necessarily like a black and white. That's what I would want to say about this reading. So yeah, Sagittarius, let's pull some advice for you. Okay guys, so you didn't get a Divine Feminine and you have Owl Spirit. You see clearly now, number 7. So 7 to me, this is coming out in reverse, right? So I feel like there's a chance here for like a fresh start, right? With the white. There's a chance here. There's something here about the green, right? Like working in your heart, like working in that energy of like emotion, right? And I feel like the reason it's coming up in reverse is that, you know, you're feeling a lot right now, right? Like you're feeling maybe too much. And I feel like that's what this flow is, right? Like the natural order of like following the fawn down the, like to the natural, like the natural magic, right? Within you. It's like, I think that's why you're feeling like overly sensitive right now, and you're like feeling everything, and you're like, I don't know which way is like right, and I don't know which way is up, and like, I don't know, like everything's kind of flipping upside down on me. That's what I feel. And it's like the reason that things are flipping upside down is because maybe you're becoming more attuned to your senses, right? You're becoming more attuned to like the natural law, the natural magic, the things that you actually like just naturally feel, right? As opposed to, you know, the programming, right? There's something here about programming. It's like you're going against that programming, and that's why it's so uncomfortable for you right now. It's like you were only taught this one thing, and like that's the only way that you work. But like now you're learning like, well, I could just like go this way. Like you're kind of like, you know, when a teenager starts to kind of rebel and they're like, well, why, that's kind of dumb. Like, why am I doing it that way? I could probably do this better. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, there might be a better way for you to live your life, but it's not the way that you were taught. So you have to kind of go against that. And that's why it's an uncomfortable feeling. And that's why maybe right now you're feeling so much. It's like the fawn is leading you and you're like following it this time. And you're like, okay, like I'm going to follow the fawn, but it's uncomfortable for you. But I think the answer for them, the answer that they're giving you is to ground yourself, right? And the way that you can ground yourself is the fairy oracle says it as it's like to step on the ground, like I would go barefoot out into the ground and pretend, I know it sounds crazy, just listen, pretend that you have a tail, right? And pretend that your tail is connected to your spine. And when you step in the grass, pretend that your tail is also like in the grass. And with every breath you take a deep breath in and you take a deep breath out, and you picture the breath moving down like your spine, right? And as soon as you can finally like kind of envision and feel the breath working behind you, like in your spine, picture it going down your tail. And then if you can picture that, you want the energy of the earth to go up like your spine, basically. You want the energy of the earth to go within you, and you want your breath to go within the earth. So it's like you're doing this exchange with the earth, right? And that is what grounding is. Like that's the best way like I can explain it. It's like just focusing on the breath. And I like to picture the tail scenario. I hope it helps you guys. It's like picture the energy of the earth getting within you, right? Like the exchange of the energy with the earth. And like I think that's gonna help you a lot with your natural magic, right? Like the magic within following the fawn, right? right now it feels like really uncomfortable for you and you're not able to follow the fawn. But I think like the way that you can follow the fawn is just to ground yourself. And again, just picture your breath like working up and down your spine. Just picture your breath working up and down your spine, and picture the energy of the earth going within you and your breath going like into the earth, and like that exchange happening. So yeah, Sagittarius, I hope that made sense. I love you guys. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.